Hello, my name is Alicia Shapiro with AInews.com, and I'm here with Henry from Ushur. Henry, can you introduce yourself and tell us about Ushur? What does Ushur do?
Sure. Yeah, I'm the CTO and co-founder of Ushur. In pretty much the entire technology direction. Of course, I built the platform in the original days, and right now with all the AI and AI agents coming into the fore, there's been a lot of rework that has to be done. Everybody should be doing that. So it's a lot of particular direction we have to take. There are multiple ways to go, and you have to choose the right path based on the customers you serve and what kind of service you're offering.
I noticed that you maybe specialize in healthcare or financial. What other industries do you serve?
Yeah, so when we started, we looked at definitely to avoid phone calls coming in into enterprises, right? That was our goal because we noticed that people's lifestyle were changing, smart devices, people don't have the time to be stuck on a medium, right, permanently. So that was our goal. And so naturally, when you look at the industries that use large contact centers or call centers sometimes, where insurance and healthcare and financial services, they rely on that a lot. And we started going, and as well as there were waves like InsurTech wave, FinTech wave, and really the large enterprises needed assistance. And so we chose those. And when we choose them, it's a regulated industry. There's a lot going on, starting from a TCPA, simple messaging, to HIPAA and compliance. And of course, we had customers in Europe, so we had to do GDPR. So it was a heavy undertaking, but we started our journey way before. And even till this day, under my charter, I have both the GRC, which is governance, risk, and compliance, and I have AI.
Oh, good.
And I am a CTO, CISO. So I have to blend everything and a co-founder, right? So the business as well as the security issues have to go in the right balance. But it's also helpful for us when we do AI. I have GRC underneath, so it's always bringing teams together. How do we do AI responsibly in an ethical manner? And there are a lot of things that go with AI trends because you have to do it fast, but at the same time responsibly.
Exactly. Actually, about the agents, how do the agents work with the healthcare and the financial industry? What kind of tasks are they associated with?
Yeah. Look, Ushur is about taking several use cases and solving them, right?
Okay.
Our platform is horizontal in the sense there are platforms that are built only for a certain vertical, like in industry healthcare. But our platform was built horizontally because the nature of problem we were trying to solve were general. But at the same time, we went to these industries. So our go-to-market was verticalized. So even till this day, our AI agents, in that sense, are vertical AI. Vertical, which means they don't solve generic problems. You want to do an open-ended question and all. That's not what these agents are for. They're specifically curtailed for healthcare industries and financial services and insurance. What that means is the domain knowledge that they are trained, the scope of the data they deal with, their behavior, the AI agents' behavior are all fine-tuned for these industries. And that's what we go and deploy. Specific agents for specific industries, in fact, specific use cases.
Okay, that makes sense. And could you share a recent project or initiative where AI might have played a crucial role and about the impact it might have had?
Yeah. Look, our value prop for Ushur has always been shorter time for value realization for our customers. And that's why the customers come to us because we can help them roll out a solution in a matter of, if you're talking about days and weeks, not months, right? But so keeping that as a true north, there is a reason why we make a choice of a particular tech trend, not for technology its own sake, right? So what happens is that when we enable our customers with a no-code workflow, right? You can insert code and develop as a hyper user, but you can also do completely no-coding, drag and drop workflows, right? Because again, to reduce the time to get to market and value realization. What happens is, first of all, there are a lot of best practices. So if we leave it to people to build workflows, things can be inconsistent. So when LLMs comes along and all that, we took that in and built the stack so that we can induce the best practice into the model. Now, what AI agents can do is a bit far more because where they can be autonomously managing multiple tasks. So case in point, we had a particular work in healthcare recently where there are several use cases. And when the use cases are done, like services, let's say simple things like update my address, change my PCP, download my ID card. These are all services. I'm talking about a specific healthcare, different industries, we have different use cases. And when you're doing this, the use cases are approached with workflows in mind. You don't build one monolithic workflow, right? So individual services like update address are built independently. Now, we did that. Now, we had a particular problem, which is when users are navigating through our AI agents with a chat interface, they can shift the context. But a workflow is written in an independent way where you have to authenticate the user, have certain credentials and all that thing. But when we are switching, the workflow executes from the beginning. Now, one approach, what people would do is typically you rewrite it, do multiple things to store and particular point, right? That particular point of not having the user to re-authenticate. Right? You want to avoid. This is a little bit technical, I know. but with the AI agents, what happens is the AI agents are runtime. They are very much aware of the data, personalization. We use AI agents in an agentic form, actually, which means they truly understand the workflow, the intent, and the user and what they're doing. And it can skip certain things in the workflow. It's no longer a linear workflow, very adaptive. And imagine scaling that to so many applications.
Yeah.
Again, reducing the time to value release.
That's awesome. Yeah, that would be very helpful. Yeah. And as AI continues to evolve, what emerging trends are you most excited about or maybe concerned about in your field?
Usually, whatever you're excited about, there is also a line of concerns there.
Yes.
What I am excited about is the total integration of all the data pertaining to me, right? AI Agent Quest has been there for decades. I've done my own research on software agents way back in 1999. We are talking about.
Wow.
So it's been some form of a digital assistant who can take the AI agent. Truly, right now, when considering all the compute that is happening and a lot of changes at the infrastructure level, it is quite a time to make that as a reality. What I am excited is to get all my data as I am speaking now. And let's say my calendar, there is a conflict or some family need, things emerging. How would I be notified? How can the AI agent take care that when I'm finishing this particular interview, when should I be prompted or should I be prompted now? On those, today you have to go and configure them. You can do it, but many different ways. But with the AI agent, that's what I'm looking up to, where they can truly aggregate everything and truly become that personal assistant. With that comes the risk, because when so much power, at what point would they intervene? At what point human oversight comes in? So that's why they go together. Right? That's what I'm excited about.
I love that. Yeah, that is exciting.
Yeah.
And what's one piece of advice you'd give someone who's maybe just starting out in AI or looking to get into agents?
Now, that's a fascinating question. It depends on each one's journey. But because you mentioned AI agent in particular, I assume it may be very well a technology profession or somebody.
Yes.
I think look, there is a particular path we all follow, right? I personally went from various programming languages. I've done like around eight different programming languages.
Wow.
And now it's pretty much English now, right? So now that is a different perspective. Now, if you are a fresh starter without coding background, I think it's lost. You have a fresh perspective of how the machines work. How do you prompt? How do you get the results you wanted? And what are all the tools available? That will be your approach. But if you are a person who's starting as a programmer coding, you would look at from an infrastructure from a different perspective, right? What are the things I can generate, expedite the life of a programmer, right? How can I bring the insights? Should I build tools for verification of the code? Or maybe I fast forward and do tools for completely runtime verification, right? Not the code. I don't even have to look at the code. So different perspectives, I would look at like that. But if I'm a layperson trying to take advantage of this trend, I would look from what I am interested in your own personal life, right? What kind of tools can I use to expedite my own presence in this age?
I love that. That's great advice. Yeah. And where can people learn more about your company?
Ushur, USHUR, Ushur.com, Ushur.ai, all leads to the set of information about us, what we do, and in the space, and what kind of opportunities, challenges, everything is right there.
I love that. Thanks, Anu, for coming in and letting me have a few minutes of your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks.